Watching my favorite YouTube channel, I go by Chill Monger, and I have a podcast. The link is in the description. Now, defending Star Wars is prequels. You might be the wrong audience. I figure you're young when those movies came out, and now you're watching YouTube. You're that. I think you're tech savvy. You're not the ones who are crapping on it. But there is a section of YouTube of the world who hate on this movie franchise. Why? Jar Jar Binks? Why? There is a reason why George Lucas waited from 1983 all the way to 1999, 16 years, quick maths, to do a new trilogy. He needed the tech to get there. He wanted to do Gungans. He wanted to do clones, Kamino. He wanted to go to Mustafar. He wanted to do epic lightsaber fights. In all the movies, we had epic lightsaber fights. Even episode 2, when Yoda has the lightsaber on this hand, transfers it over to this hand, and he's fighting Dooku. And the lines that they were saying, the music callbacks and everything, it was a great movie. Episode 2, 1, and 3. All of it was good. There was no bad prequel film. It wasn't like the originals. They weren't supposed to be like the originals. This was a diverse, alien-themed, unique, world-building, answers to answers. I love Han Solo, but I didn't need to see another Han Solo. Another wise cracking, that smuggler kind of. He reminded me too much of an Earth hero. And he said the word hell in episode 4, and it's supposed to happen a long time ago in a galaxy far away. That word brought things back to my understanding of Earth and things like that. It was, I want to escape, take me to space. Don't say things that remind me of Earth. Don't say stuff like curiosity killed the cat or something stupid like that. That's like an Earth saying, you know what I mean? But you can say I've got a bad feeling about this, and that needs to be said in every single film. See, that's where that's where I am on this scale. Episode 8, they didn't say that actually. I'm not defending the sequel films. I'm just saying prequel films were good. There was a plan all along. We knew who the villain was gonna be all along. It's not like they just popped the Emperor in the last movie. Just, hey, here he is, surprise. No. This man was sitting on these ideas for 16 years. 16 years. And then I was trying to do a Kanye West thing from Gold Digger. I failed, so we'll leave that over there. Be over here. But the defending the prequels is what I'm trying to get at. This is a sequel, a trilogy of films that flowed together and provided so much entertainment, new characters for us. It gave us backstory on old characters like Anakin, Darth Vader. A lot of people see him as two different people. And yeah, I do see him also as two different people, but I'm trying to mold them into one. It's hard though. It's hard because he's wearing a black mask the whole movie. But I want to pretend like they're the same person. It's just really tough. Whenever I see a video game or something or an animated, like when he was fighting Ahsoka, and by the way, before I get to that, Ahsoka came out of that prequel era, and she's the best character of Star Wars, main character of Star Wars. But when Anakin was fighting Ahsoka, when Vader was fighting Ahsoka, see, that's what I mean. I see them as the same person, especially when we got that piece come off and he says, Ahsoka. That was cool. And that was the best fight that's ever happened in Star Wars, and it happened to originate from the prequel era. Right before episode 4, I guess. Right, that's when Rebels happened, right? Whew. Anakin Skywalker is dead. Then I will avenge his death. Revenge is not the Jedi way. I am no Jedi. Focused up on her eyes, ignites the lightsabers, starts fighting, brings a tear to my eye. That's probably the best moment in Star Wars. That's a big statement. We got the Return of the Jedi fight. Darth Vader lifting up the Emperor and throwing him. It was a good moment, not the best moment. Well, everything that happened in the prequels was depressing because of Order 66 and stuff. Best moment in Star Wars was the battle between I'm gonna go with Ahsoka versus Vader. That little speech that they had, and then shout out to Ezra from pulling her out from the world between worlds. You the man. Defending the prequels. These films flow together. Lucas was the one directing and writing and producing all 3 of these. One guy on the project, and it worked. For me, it worked. I don't have complaints of midichlorians and the typical things that maybe might appear on the comment section of this video. I don't see it that way. I see these films as masterpieces. With the exception of the pod racing scene in episode 1, which I skip every time because Okay, we get it. Anakin can fly pods. But other than that, like all the lines hit with me. I don't mind the dialogue. I hate sand. It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere. He's from a desert planet. Of course he hates sand. He's on a beach. She loves sand. I get it. It's not rocket science, guys. But the dialogue there, they can speak however they want to speak. They are aliens. I don't get to put my standards on a film made of aliens. For Gal Gadot Wonder Woman, no, all right, now we're talking. But for, you know what I mean, these aliens across the galaxy, different places, no, they get to speak in their funny little ways, cliques and everything. Yoda and his backwards speaking, that's such culture. Oh, he spoke backwards in the original movie, that actually. But who else we got in here? Mace Windu. I think that has to do with it because they made the strongest Jedi Mace Windu instead of Yoda. Um, that probably has something to do with it, but didn't bother me because here's another thing. I watched the prequel films first, and then 4, 5, and 6, all in the same day. Right? It was after the Clone Wars animated movie had come out. I'm just like, yo, this is the Star Wars thing. Let me just give it a try. One day I watched 1, 2, 3, and either the same day I watched 4, 5, 6 or the day after. But within a short period of time, I saw all the movies. I loved it. It was great. And then since then, I would see them all on the reruns on Spike TV. I would watch then the movies over and over again, where I kind of know everything I need to know from the movies. For the most part, there's a lot of fans, super fans of this franchise that I can't compete with. Like they know the names of the background characters and stuff. I didn't know the name of Boba Fett. Like that's something that came years later when I realized, oh, so the clone in episode 2 grows up to be the bounty hunter. That's kind of cool. That's cool, right? And even Greedo appearing in episode 1, the guy who shot first, the green guy. It turns out, there's Easter eggs like that and things that continue with each other. And it's like there's every year I find out something more to make me appreciate the prequel films. Like even what's his name? You know where I'm gonna go. Episode 3 of that Disney Plus thing with Dave Filoni talking about the Duel of the Fates. That was a cool little. Yeah, you're right. Okay, the figure of Anakin would have been Qui-Gon. Unfortunately, Qui-Gon goes. That is kind of what happened, isn't it? Yeah, because his picture of what a father figure would be, and he lost it, and then it comes into fruition at the very end of the 6-part saga. It's like, yo, these prequels were awesome. What do you mean? Like every time I revisit these movies, I find another reason to like it, especially when it comes to a show like the animated series Clone Wars, especially with something like Mandalorian, which builds on if we didn't have midichlorians, then we wouldn't have had that doctor in Mandalorian. Right when Din Djarin returned the child, who's yet to be named. I'll go with Yiddle. That's what Professor Bill likes to call him. He gives Yiddle to the doctor. The doctor comes back. He's like, yeah, Force sensitive. Like he knew that this child was a freaking a powered. He was enhanced, right? We wouldn't know that without midichlorians. I just rewatched Mandalorian, by the way. It didn't take very long because remember it's about the length of 2 films. They're so short episodes, 8 episodes in total. Man, that series is good. Music, Ludwig Göransson. Music, John Williams is a great man. By the way, he did the prequel films, but John Williams, he can rest. And Taro Adun, you did the best you could. You will be missed. But we can get Ludwig Göransson. We can get the other dude's name who I don't remember. But we got this covered. Some people have taken the mantle, like the Chewbacca actor. We got Johan. We got the tall, European dude now to play him. We're good. There's certain actors and roles that are gonna be passed on, and we're fine. And I hope they never kill Chewbacca. That guy doesn't need to die. He can live forever. He doesn't age. He's nostalgic. People like him. He doesn't talk or take too many lines away from the actors. He'll never get too involved in the stories. He's a perfect character. Let's not kill that guy. I was upset when they almost killed C-3PO because same reasons. He's a metal thing. He can be in every movie moving forward, and he's not gonna take away too many lines. It's just this is what people are familiar with. I know there's the complaint that this is not even about the prequels anymore, but I know there's the complaint that these movies and these series are all so close together where everyone's related to everyone else's story. But this is supposed to be a vast galaxy. Okay, I hear that. But the vast galaxy also is united by the Republic, and there are things that unite them, or to have reason to have these characters interact with these characters. The ongoings happening on a planet like Navarro, where the Mandalorian was, may influence something that happens here on Tatooine, on wherever the hell Ahsoka is, and however the hell she's gonna factor in to the new season. She's in the new season. Every time I'm depressed or something, Ahsoka is in the new season of Mandalorian. Rosario Dawson. Smile, man. This smile doesn't go away. It does go away when I think of Marvel. Black Widow being delayed. But Star Wars is doing well. Okay, I want to know what you think about the prequels. I want the worst thing you can say about it. I want to hear what's so bad about it, and then I'm going to come back at you with fire, because the prequel films were a good idea, and they were very enjoyable and entertaining. To Mr. Monger. I'm out of here like Vladimir.